You're watching Footy Fantasy. It is your steady thing, go meet your football needs. Banter from rivalries, he sure you go receive. From EPL to Champions League, your eyes go see. It's Footy Fantasy. You're watching Footy Fantasy. Footy Fantasy. It is your steady thing, go meet your football need. Your football need. Banter from rivalries, he sure you go receive. Sure you go receive. From EPL to Champions League, your eyes go see. Your eyes go see. It's Footy Fantasy. Footy Fantasy.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another season of football. I think we had 2 podcasts yesterday, so welcome back to us having weekly podcasts going forward. But today is an all Arsenal day, okay? My name is EJ, and I have with me Steven, and you can say hi. Where are my names? Okay, there we go.
Yep.
All right, Steven's here, Toby's here, Modus, and Aribaba. So yeah, all Arsenal fans, like I said, and congratulations to us for winning the Community Shield, first trophy of the season. Was anyone in doubt that we would win this?
Well, if you listen to everybody over the last couple of days, it's like preseason this, form that, signings that, and I'm talking about our fans. I'm not even talking about outside. So yeah, I think we needed to have a result like that just to kind of keep everybody calm.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't sure if we would win. I didn't really care if we won till we won. And then, because it's still preseason, and, I was like, I just don't want any injuries, right? Let's get everyone through the game, first of all.
Yeah, I wasn't in doubt. I think more so to do with Man City than us. Like, I figured, yeah, we're still a pretty solid team, but anyway, we'll talk about Man City later on. But yeah, I don't expect anything from Man City this season because, Pep got the best out of them last season and he got 78 points. And Maresca is nowhere near Pep, so I expect them to struggle. So,
okay, early blows. Let's see, or early shots fired. Before we start, though, let's cover our bases. If you don't follow us and you're not subscribed to our channels, please do so. Footy Fantasy on YouTube and on Twitter, Footy @Fantasy on Instagram, Fantasy Footy. And yes, all right, we're going to jump right in. Transfer window review. We're going to give it a grade, okay? So far, we've gotten 2 players, or 3 players, I believe. We have Solis on the left wing. We have Bruno Guimaraes in the midfield, and we have a goalkeeper. I don't know, Melier.
Melier.
Okay, yeah. I'm pretty sure we don't have anyone else. We've traded Trossard. And I think that's it for now. Obviously, I don't think we're done. But so let's say so far, we'll start with you, Steven. What do you think about the window?
I'll give it a 6. And I think 6 because I think the Bruno signing is going to be the one that people underestimate because there was so much noise about Vinny. But I think Bruno already in a couple of appearances he's made, even today and the last friendly, you can see he's going to add a lot to the team in terms of his passing and what he's able to allow us to do going forward. So I think that's going to be a bigger signing as the season kind of progresses. And again, I definitely think we need to do something more in attack, but so far 6 out of 10. And people need to remember that we're the champions, right? Like, we won the league. We only scored 6 goals less than Man City last season for all of the money they've spent in attack. We do need to improve, but we're not desperate, and we're trying to find a certain level of player. I think Bruno is a certain level of player. I think Solis has already come in and shown that he's going to contribute at a similar rate at the very worst to what Trossard was doing. So again, I'll give it a 6.
Okay. Toby, you.
I agree. I'll say it's probably a 6 as well. Given the reason why it's not higher is because our first target this window was that marquee left winger, and everyone knew Solis was mainly the understudy, right? He was the young kid that will take the season, from an unproven league. And then given the fact that the so-called first target that Ateta wanted was Rogers. At least if you believe all the media, which I didn't want Rogers at those valuations. I could understand it. In my other WhatsApp Arsenal group, I was like, I don't know why we're going for Rogers, right? But apparently that's what the manager. But I said, if that's what the manager wants, then you back the manager. So to see Rogers not come through, the Vinny one was always a long shot, but I know why we took the shot. That failed because we knew it was always a long shot whether Madrid was gonna play hardball or stick, or bend their rules, and they chose to bend. So the fact that that is still not resolved, and now we're hearing Osimhen. Apparently, he supposedly called Alvarez yesterday, and Alvarez says he wants to stay. I'm like, this stuff is not hard, right? Either you. So that's why it's a six for me. I'll stop it. That's why it's a six for me. Is that we haven't gotten that Saka type player on the left, and if we don't get it, I'm fine that we don't do anything. We just get that defensive cover and wait till January. Like I think the squad is good enough where we can go in with Martinelli and Zolis and wait till January. And Martinelli doesn't need to be sold now. And I'm more than
And
happy.
Eze.
Yeah, and is it? Yeah, exactly.
Like we keep forgetting that Eze can play on the left too.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Yeah, we have options, right? Right. So, Eze is another option there. And yeah, I agree. So I'd rather not panic buy and say, let's get to January and make another decision there. That'll be for me. But
Okay, so your comments include Martinelli, which means you don't expect Martinelli to leave in this window.
well, I won't let him go unless he's have that other left. That would be suicide.
Sorry, that's fine.
Yeah, you can't just let him go and then there's no solution. So
Absolutely.
I think he would only leave if we get someone else. And if we don't get anyone else, we'll tell him, well, you wait till January, or you don't go at all, or you go next season. He's actually a very good player. I don't understand this Martinelli hate. Like, I don't get it.
Okay, Arinze, what's up?
Yeah. I mean, I had a 6 as well. I mean, it's one of those that we probably, I want to say probably, we definitely don't need to like go like big anymore. The team is really good, but it is leaving us a little bit in a risky situation. One, defender, the Saliba injury makes me very nervous, right? Like if I compare it to like Delict in Man U, that it was like, oh, a few weeks of rest, back injury, and it's almost a whole season. He hasn't come back. So I don't expect to see, in my mind, maybe I'm just kind of preparing myself. I don't expect to see Saliba till January, which means we need to get a defender because Ben White is good, but we know Ben White cannot go the whole season, and he will probably be rotating in center back. Saliba Mosquera is young. I think he's going to have a really good season, but he's young. So the fact that we haven't done anything defensively, which is usually Arteta's bread and butter, right? Mm-hmm. We always buy a defender, and we haven't bought anybody yet. So that one makes me nervous. And then the left wing as well, I think we need to get somebody really, really top there, right? Or at the very least, somebody that has a very, very high ceiling. Don't have to be top right now, but somebody that has a very high ceiling. Because Solis has been good, but we already know, man, this season is a marathon, right? Not like a few weeks. Midfield, we're stuck. I don't think we need to do anything else in midfield. And I don't even want us to sell anybody, even MLS, Waneri. Like, I know everybody is like, oh, man, I'm like, man, keep everybody, right? Just Waneri can play across 3. Like, there's gonna be games.
The problem is you can't register all of them. That's the problem.
Yeah, I think Waneri is leaving, right?
You gotta get 4. You gotta get 4 out minimum.
Like,
is he leaving?
Yeah,
I think he is.
I think at the very least, he needs to go on loan.
I think
but Rizzo reported he's going.
He has to go. He has to go.
I remember last season when there was like there was a period where we were like, man, should we have let Waneri go because we kind of needed somebody.
Yeah, and that's also because Merino was injured. It was because of injuries. But if you had him, you wouldn't have been able to register him.
Yeah.
No, but he doesn't need to be registered because he's under 21.
He can be under 21, yeah, but he needs to play. So then you do him a disservice.
Like, I think the thing with him, he's 19, he needs to play. And I think a loan is the best option for the club. But if he and his team decide he wants to go permanently somewhere, then the club should just sell him and put the clauses in his contract where they can either buy him back or they're going to benefit if they sell him on. Like, we got to act and move like a big club. Like, we want to hold on to everybody. We don't want to get rid of Trossard. We don't want to get rid of Martinelli. We don't want to.
Yeah.
I
Like,
don't care about Martinelli.
Yeah,
It's
Martinelli, I'm fine. Martinelli is almost like I wanted him to win the trophy because he's part of that core young
Yeah.
group. He's won the trophy. I'm fine with him going. I mean, the Gooners buy is a really good one, but then it blocks like some people.
it doesn't block MLS.
Doesn't.
Like, MLS
It
played
doesn't.
20 games
Look,
last year.
I'm not arguing about it. I mean, it's like a top buy. It's like a 10 out of 10,
Like,
right? But if I'm just
and
looking
he's
on,
29.
Yeah.
And he's 29. MLS is
Yeah.
18.
yeah,
It
then what
doesn't
happens
block
to
it.
Mendy? Anyway, we have a stacked midfield. This is like rich people's
It's
problem.
what we want.
Exactly. It's big club problems. Like, you don't
It's
hear
big club
Real
problems.
Madrid
Yeah,
talking about what's going to happen to Arda Güler if they buy Diamond for 130 million.
yeah. Well, yeah.
Like,
But yeah,
we gotta
overall,
move big.
more than even the left wing is the defensive center back that one worries me. I think we need somebody there for cover, and I think long term as well. Anyways, like you can start doing future planning now and just have somebody that is there that can cover till Saliba gets back, because I don't think we're going to see Saliba.
What about that kid? What's his name?
Salmon. They're
Yeah.
being cautious because of him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think
Salmon and Mosquera are the future in that position as far as the club's concerned. That's why they're looking at someone older.
Yeah, I'm not worried. Arsenal will sign a centre back cover. That's the easy one. If at the worst they'll loan a player. That's a problem. That's easy. That will happen.
What about right back? What's wrong with Timber?
He's 4 weeks maybe, but he hasn't had preseason.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So he's training. He's
Okay,
still
so-
going to have to get back up to some kind of fitness. He hasn't played properly in like 6 months, right? So
Since March. His injury was March.
yeah, so I see Timber like Saliba. I don't expect to see him properly until January.
I think Timber will come back first. Timber will probably come back at the second international break.
But when I say that he comes back into this squad, he could be in and around the games, but because he's had no preseason,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be able to just come in and start games and
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's why you need that older centre back cover.
Yeah.
Because most character play right back.
That being said, the squad is still top, right? Like, if we're grading the transfer window, yes, I'll give it a 6, but that's not a reflection on how good the squad is. I think we just want more, really, overall. So,
Okay, I do like that grade, 6.
What's your grade?
I'll stick with 6 too, for uniformity. And yeah, I think the only thing I was concerned about was the people leaving. Like, who are we getting out? Because we only sold Trossard. And the fact that we're not, I guess we shouldn't always see ourselves as an income generating club. We've never been that kind of club. But we're not even able to get rid of Gabriel Jesus. I think he made
it's timing.
It's
timing. Like
No,
Jesus is apparently going to Napoli. Apparently, Jesus is going to Napoli for 20 million euros.
That would be
good.
That would be fantastic. Then I'll give the window an 8.
Yeah, because Napoli have been waiting to sell Lukaku, and once they've sold Lukaku, then they go for Jesus, right? Like Martinelli, apparently he's been offered to teams in Italy. Again, we know the teams in Italy are notoriously cheap, so they want this loan to buy nonsense. We're not doing that. So again, we're gonna have to wait and see if something happens there where then Martinelli goes. But I don't think Martinelli goes unless we find a left winger. So we're not in any hurry to sell Martinelli.
Yeah,
all the other stuff
he should not leave on a loan. Martinelli is too good.
No, he won't do a loan. And we have to plus if we don't sell him now, you have to exert that option of the additional year of his contract. If not, he's out of contract next year. And I don't know how you do that with I don't know what my screen does this with a loan.
Yeah, no, if you could extend him by a year and loan him, but then it doesn't fix the problem. You're still gonna have a year left on his contract when he comes back, right?
Yeah.
So it's a similar thing like what we did even with Trossard last season. Remember, we gave Trossard an extension.
Yeah.
Where we kind of changed his wages but didn't change the length of the contract.
Yeah.
Like there might be something like that with Martinelli if we can't move him.
All right, let me take this comment real quick. This is from Aya. Aya said, Community Shield has typically been no indication of how the season pans out, but City look pretty light in midfield. Yeah. Is Rodri leaving City or not?
Yes.
He is. Oh, so
He
bye-bye.
He is.
which
And
that's
it's not because of how City looks in Community Shield. I just don't. I mean, even last season, honestly, we made that more of a contest than it really should have been. Right? Man City was not that good. We just kind of, are throwing away. Like, it was just the nerves, right, towards the end. But they weren't a really good team. They're not like City of like 5-10 years ago, right? So, and then Pep is out. Maresca coming in. Just, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, this is not a Man City podcast. So
They don't have a podcast because they don't have fans. I'm just kidding. Here.
ouch.
Okay, so our goals, we're going to move to the next topic. What are the goals and expectations for the team this season? So last season, just to recap, obviously we won the league. We went to the final in Champions League, got to the final of Carabao Cup, and then we got to the quarters, semi. We didn't get to the semis of FA Cup. Got to
No, quarters.
Yeah, but each one was a step up from the season before that. So what's the next step? What are our goals for this season? We'll start with you, Toby.
Oh, man. I think the first goal has to be to win the league again.
Repeat. Come on.
And if you're asking me, I'll say 2 goals. My preferred goal is to win the league and the Champions League, and I'm good. The Champions League is going to be hard unless we really strengthen that attack. I'll say the next best thing is to win the league and have like another domestic cup to that. And you go as far as you can in the Champions League. That'll be the next best thing. I mean, PSG are a problem and they've just strengthened it again. So, like, we really have to get that player in. So I think to really give the squad a fighting chance. Now, Arteta can always do his tactics and we can play defensive and all that, make it a nutritional game. But I don't think anybody wants to see that this season. So I'll say minimum win the league and hopefully, FA Cup or the Carling Cup. I don't care.
Okay.
Carabao, whatever it is.
Carabao. Yeah. All right, Rinzi, you.
Yeah. Domestic, some double. I want to say a European double. I mean, Champions League is just, but I think Arteta has eyes on that. So definitely, we made it to the semifinal the previous year. We made it to the final, penalty shootouts, very close. We were honestly probably one of the best teams in Europe. If you look at the whole season, PSG usually just has that hot streak from like February to May where they are just like the best at that point in time. But at least a double is my expectation, is what I predict we would do. FA Cup, Carling Cup, Champions League. And I think we'll win the league by at least 10 points.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds like a prediction.
I believe so. I believe so. I think, in my mind, it's like last season was close just because of the nerves, right? It was the nerves, the pressure. This season, honestly, with the talent we have, we're talking about players that are coming back. We'll get to that one. I mean, yeah, I think, and I don't see any other challenges, right? I just don't. Maybe United, kind of.
United, man.
But I don't see anybody. Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just thinking of like teams that are like maybe could. United, because
I think Chelsea is probably more of a challenge. Spurs is probably more of a challenge.
Spurs, yeah. I think Spurs will be much better this season.
The 2 teams that don't have a games during the week. That's where the problem is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Not United.
United only because they're the only team that's keeping their coach.
Did you see what Cameroon did to them yesterday?
Yeah.
Pre-season, man. No one cares.
That was a grudge match.
And that was,
that was a grudge match. Hey, they're still playing.
It's a grudge match for Amarin, which is why they won 4.
Yeah.
Amarin was like, fight for me.
Fight for me.
Yeah, less.
Is United really stronger? If you look at their squad.
But I think we're underestimating United because I think United, out of all of the teams, I think United at least they've got more of a foundation, and then obviously Carrick has been there for 6 months.
Exactly.
So again, competing in the Champions League is going to be a big thing, right? Because the squad is the squad. I think Man United's attack's better than our attack.
I don't think so.
I'll tell you that for free. Their attack is better than our attack. Bruno, Sesko, Cunha.
None of them
start for us.
So
they have
your first got better numbers than
ours.
Saka is better than
No, I
Mbuemo.
left Saka out on purpose, but I'm
No,
saying
no,
the
but
other three positions in our team. You're telling me
no,
that
you
those
said the
names I
attack.
just mentioned, yeah, they're attack.
So
3 out of the
Sesko,
4 players.
who's the fourth
I
player?
would take Sesko over Gyökeres tomorrow.
No
But
way.
Gyökeres
No way.
scored more goals than Sesko. But
I
I
don't
mean,
care how
it's
many
a
he
debate.
scored.
It's not a
Like,
fact.
no, I know how many he scored. EJ knows where I'm coming from because I
No,
said
no, but
that
you-
last
We've
season when
had
we
this
signed
discussion
Gyökeres.
multiple
Yeah,
times.
but you're saying
I will
it's
take
a fact.
Sesko. Sesko, I tell you now, if you have stock to bet, put it in him now for the season he's about to have.
No. Hold on. You said it's a fact that the attack is better. I'm just saying
No,
it's not a
I'm
fact.
saying
It could be your
3 out
opinion.
of the 4 positions that we have,
Yeah.
I could take a United player and I'll say that the player that they could offer is on form or in current state better than the
Okay.
one that we have in that position.
So
Take
which
Saka
of those
off
three?
the table.
So which of those
Bruno
three?
gets in our team. I
No,
know
against
Odegaard is
who?
Odegaard.
Bruno
Bruno
for,
gets in our team.
Bruno for sure.
Cunha can walk in on the left side and replace whoever we put on the left side.
Yeah. So
And
who's
up
the third
front,
one?
I'm telling you for free,
And you
Sesko
think
is a better
Sesko.
player than
You think
Gyökeres.
Sesko is better than Havertz? I don't think
I'm-
Sesko is better than Havertz.
Again, in terms of goal scoring, he's
Sesko-
better than Havertz.
Sesko has never scored more than 12, 13 goals a season or whatever it is in his
I
entire
would take
career.
that bet. I'm an Arsenal fan, and I would
Whether
take that
he's
bet with you
been
now.
no, it's a bet, but it's not based off of any historical
Yeah,
performance.
it's
Even
not
when
a-
he was in
I'm telling you based
Leipzig
on
or
how
wherever
we
he
ended the
was.
season, how we
Okay.
ended the season, and what I think his capacity. You just mentioned. You said it earlier, Ariba, where you said is the ceiling.
Yeah.
Sesko is 23 years old. And he
Yeah,
was
no,
doing what he was doing at the end of last season. Gyökeres that we saw last season is the Gyökeres we're going to see this season.
I disagree with you on
I'm
that.
tired of. I'm already tired.
I disagree on that. I think
I mean-
Gyökeres and Sesko both were their first season in England. And the Gyökeres we saw, the Gyökeres we saw at the end of last season was a lot better than the Gyökeres we saw the beginning of the season. So to your point, you look at Gyökeres, but hold on. To look at your point, Gyökeres beginning of the season struggled. Gyökeres at the end of the season was a lot more dependable, and his runs were a lot more predictable, and he had a better output for Arsenal than he did on a goals per minutes ratio than he did in the beginning of the season.
Okay, so for all of that,
Wait, let me
right?
finish.
Big
But-
Champions League final. Who started?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Arteta went with Havertz. That's
Why?
not stylistically. Arteta would. Everyone knew that when Arteta signed Gyökeres, it was he wanted Havertz was still his number one striker. Everyone knew that.
Mhm.
And Sesko is very. Even if Arteta signs Sesko, he still starts that final with Havertz. It's not a debate.
I don't know because like
He will. He will. Havertz for him is his mind, is his tactical play, is how he plays.
And I'm saying, I agree, but I'm saying to you, Sesko for me is the combination of what Gyökeres is and what Havertz is. He can do the target man stuff, he can do the link man stuff, and he can score goals. We haven't seen it yet because he was adapting to United, and United at the start of the season was a
but
mess.
you don't want to give Gyökeres that credit that he was.
No, I'm giving Gyökeres the credit. I'm just saying he's not going to get any better.
Well, they are not.
I've already
the credit.
seen it.
I think he'll get better. I actually think he'll get better.
okay. I mean,
Yeah.
for our sake, let's hope he does.
I think
But-
he'll get better.
But I guess
Yeah.
the bottom line
United-
was of this
Bottom
discussion
line
was
is United
is our second, our closest challenger.
United.
I don't
and
think so.
Okay.
They're not the
No.
second closest.
I think
But I
Chelsea
mean-
will be closer.
I don't
Yeah.
think
Okay.
United will.
The
I
distant
think they're hard.
seconds is the whole point, right? My point is that whoever the second contender is going to be a distant second because they all have flaws. I'm just saying, like, out of the lots, right? You're talking about maybe United, maybe Chelsea, maybe even Tottenham. I hate to say it, but like Liverpool will probably struggle to begin with. You already know my thoughts about Man City. I just don't think Man City is going to do too much. But yeah, I think we'll win the
So
league
look
by 10 points.
Look at what happened when Arsenal played one game a week. Didn't we get 89 points and we pushed City? And everyone thought like, because really playing one game a week is.
We were in Europa League or something. We didn't play one game.
Yeah, but it wasn't the same. We got out of Europa League kind of earlier, and there was a time where even Pep was saying there's a team who's playing. That was that season with Jesus and Zinchenko, and we were very, very well rested. It makes a big difference, and I'm just saying don't underestimate that on teams like Spurs and Chelsea.
I think
That's
it's a
all I'm
quality
saying.
thing though as well.
Yeah.
So I think Chelsea
has a lot of quality. Chelsea
has
has quality.
Chelsea as a club is a time bomb. Like Xabi Alonso might lose like 2 games in a row. He might have a bad week where he loses Champions League and 2 league games, and they hit the button. So that's my issue with Chelsea. It's never really been about talent.
They're not in Champions League.
No,
Right?
they
FA Cup, whatever.
They don't have
it's
anything.
one game a week, and I think they've got a decent enough squad
Yeah.
back to front where they could stay consistent throughout the season. Tottenham doesn't have the squad, but it's one game a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chelsea is just, to me, just a time bomb. I just don't think that club is a well-run club. So anything can happen, and Xabi Alonso is there's some weird pressure going on. So that's my issue with Chelsea, is like I just don't see them, like they'll do well, but they're just a weird club to support. That anything could go wrong in 1 week or 2 weeks, and it's like, oh yeah, Xabi Alonso is gone, and you're like, what the hell? So
yeah, fair.
All right, Stephen, what are your expectations?
I want to defend the league because we've never done it. So I want us to defend the league, win the league with a little bit more confidence than what we won it last season. I think that's a big thing because people obviously set piece FC, this other nonsense. So I think playing the way we were playing maybe 2 years ago and winning the league would be the next step for this. And then I think we need to win a cup. I think we're getting closer with the squad that we have. I think it's also important because of the size of the squad that we have that we go deep in the cup competitions, because if these guys aren't playing, we're going to have issues. We're already seeing it with some of these younger players that need minutes. I think we have to do well in the cup competitions, whether we win them or not, because that's the only way we're going to get to use the squad the way it's been built. Like if we go out of these cup competitions early and Zubimandi's playing, starting 15 games, that's going to be a problem. So I think we need to go deep in the domestic cups. I want to win one and defend the league. That would be my priority. And then the Champions League is just, again, minimum, get back to a semi-final, be in and around it, because the longer we stay in that place, the teams that have won it in the past, they've gone 3 or 4 years of getting to a semi-final or final before they actually win it. So I think we got to stay in that space.
Yeah, so I agree with that. We definitely need to defend. So that would be my first wish, would be to defend, and then win a local cup, a domestic cup, FA Cup, Carabao Cup. I used to thumb my nose down at Carabao Cup, but I don't think I've seen us win one. So we need to win one. So,
yeah. So we just got to get the numbers up.
Yes.
Like, we don't care what it is. Any kind of silverware is silverware now. We got to be greedy like City were. Like,
yep. Got to have some kind of dynasty run, because this doesn't last forever, right? So while we're hot, just rack them up.
I want the Champions League, so I'm going to put that down too. I'm going to take this comment. This is Henry. Henry says, welcome back. Welcome back. All right. Oh, sorry. Henry's keep going on. We need 2 to 3 trophies this season. Absolutely.
Well, if you count today's, we already have one. If you want to count.
Yeah, that one.
I want the quintuple.
Let's stop that talk, DJ. Stop that.
All right, let's see. All right, so I put this topic in because, last season we had a few new signings, right? We had Gyökeres, we had Eze, we had Madueke, Zubimendi, and now this year we have another few new signings. But let's start with the team we had last season, the ones who are staying with us. What player do you expect to make a step up, or do you want to make a step up? Now, this can be quick because the next topic is similar. Arinze, we'll start with you.
Mascara. I don't think, Mascara is the one. He'll have, because unlike last season where he kind of came in 2-3 games, maybe a few weeks or so, I think he will definitely have 3-4 months, in the team. I expect him to make a step up, and I think he will. I think he will iron out some of the rough edges around his game, and hopefully he will make us not miss Saliba too much, right? Because Saliba is like a Rolls Royce of a player. Anybody's going to miss him, but I expect. I keep wanting to say Mascara to step up. That's the one.
Okay, Stephen. Yeah.
I think Odegaard. I think he's had a great preseason. I think he was great again in the game today. I think the captain, I think he was injured last season and people never gave him the benefit of the doubt. I think a lot of that inconsistency that he had was because he was in and out of the team. So for me, it's him. Like, just seeing the performance today, that was okay, the captain's back. If he plays like that for the season, people are going to be in for trouble.
So would you say that's a step up? I feel like it's just going back to his level. But yeah, I agree.
That is my guy as well.
because
It's
he
been 2
wasn't there
years.
last season. Like last season, Odegaard was just he was myth. Like
Yeah,
he just appeared in certain games. He was in and out. Like he was being dropped, subbed off after 60 minutes in games. Like he
yeah,
just wasn't there.
yeah,
So for me, if Odegaard plays like he played today and he's played in preseason for the whole season, it's a problem for people.
yeah.
All right, Toby, what do you think?
I will go a different direction. I'll say the player that better step up is Eze, because that's a lot of money on a 27, 28-year-old. I can't remember how old he was when we bought him.
Yeah.
And we bought him to be a difference maker. I worry a bit that he's had flashes, and I know Arteta's patience. You just don't want to be there where you're not sure if you're a starter. And I read a lot into the players that Arteta brought on today and when they played, as to who starts the season. And I think we saw the starting midfield this morning. In my view, against Coventry, in fact that entire team may start. The only difference is Saka is definitely not going to start the season, but I think that midfield starts. So the question is, where's Eze in the lineup? And yes, he came back from the World Cup. He's not meant to what's the word? He's not meant to start. But I think he needs to be consistent. My fear is that he's also missed another preseason, so he would never have he hasn't had a preseason with Arsenal. Is that correct? There's 2 years he's been there. And so that's tough, right? So he's got to, so we'll see. I think the early parts of the season will tell us a lot about where he gets, but he needs to get more minutes for sure, and he needs to be more trusted. So let's see.
Okay. To your point, Arinze, when you said Odegaard, is it a step up? Because Odegaard is my player as well. I have two. Odegaard and Madueke. I was going to say Eze, but I thought Eze had a good showing for what we did with him last season. Right? Like you said, there were flashes, but he had shining moments. Madueke, I don't know what shining moments he had. So he needs to, we need to start bringing numbers. It's always, he's making nice runs at the end and then he runs the ball out of the pitch. He needs to have true numbers needs to be added to his game, like goals and assists. Odegaard, we saw flashes, or we saw what we wanted to see from him today, but the last 2 years, because I went back, I was like, this guy won Player of the Season for Arsenal 2 years in a row. He was in Player of the League,
team of the season. Yeah,
team of the season 2 years in a row. This was a star. It wasn't a joke.
Yep.
So I've been close to putting asterisk on his name for 2 years now. So I want to take it off. Odegaard, you're the one who needs to do more this season. So hopefully you do as our captain. And then Madueke. Yeah, I know your job share with Saka is
there's no job share. If Saka's
no job
fit,
share.
If you had a player that I think will go down this season, Madueke is the one for me. I just don't see it with him.
The only advantage he has is he can play on the left, and maybe that's where.
Yeah.
He's not as good on the left, but he can be somewhat dangerous.
Yeah.
Madueke is marking time until Dalman is ready.
Seriously.
That's what I see.
Seriously.
Yeah, and I actually think they've said that.
I hate saying things, my brother.
I'm with you. I think the right options this year are Saka and Dalman. I don't think it's Saka.
No, but I would use Madueke for the rest of the
I
think Dalman needs to be protected.
Burn that energy.
Exactly.
Did you guys read the report that Dalman is not going to do his GCSE A levels?
He's gonna play.
That he's gonna play. He's going to focus on football this year. Did you see that?
Of course. No, he's gonna play. But what I'm saying is, he's still 16. He doesn't turn 17 until December.
Yeah.
There is no rush on Max Dalman. So if Dalman comes in and gets 15 games this season, happy days. Madueke comes on for Saka, make sure Saka's hamstrings don't go all over the place. We're using Madueke until Dalman is of age.
Yeah. So let me just say something about Eze. I think we forget that Eze carried a lot. Not say carried, but he made us win a lot of games last season.
Of course,
100%.
It was he needed that superstar person that was just going to strike the ball, and he was that guy. Now, should that be his role? I don't think Arteta wants that kind of person, but I feel like in every team you need the person that will just strike the ball when everything is 0-0, right?
I'm saying, I argue with people. I say Eze, for me, that they couldn't get what they wanted on the left. If I'm Eze, I'm in training, I'm putting my hands up, I'm like, put me in the team here.
Yeah.
I know how this runs now.
Yep.
I understand the pressing triggers. I understand the tracking back. I understand. But you've got 4 defenders and 2 defensive midfielders behind me.
Yeah.
You need what I give you from a creative perspective. Put
Yep.
me in the team on the left with Odegaard, with Saka, and let's go.
Yep.
I agree.
Like,
I agree. I think he needs to make a position his own. This is the point,
Yeah.
right? And that's a step up.
Yeah.
and that's the
Right.
space that's
Fair.
open. Because if
Yeah.
Odegaard's on form, he's
Yes.
not playing as a
It's
10.
not exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let me read. Henry has a lot of comments, but I feel like we addressed many of these. We'll go through them. He said we need 2 signings. The right back and center back cover we need to rectify. Timber is injury prone and White is also injury prone. We didn't really talk about the right back cover, but
I don't think it happens.
yes.
I think
We
it's
also,
a mutual
Yeah.
position.
Yeah.
It's
we
one
also need
player.
one more player up front. So we talked about that. Unless he means striker. We didn't really talk about getting another striker. No. Unless Osimhen is coming. We'll see.
But I could see that.
Osimhen coming? Woo!
I can't see it.
I can't see it.
You know why I could see us
Somebody
doing
will have to
it?
leave.
Again. No, again. Martinelli could still leave, and you'd have Eze, you'd have Zolis, you'd have options that can play off the left, and then you'd have Kai, Oshimen, Gyökeres, and I'm telling you, Gyökeres is on mark time. Like he could score. It's the style of play.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I can see that. I can see that.
The problem is his wages. You'd have to pay him like £500,000 a week,
Ooh,
or 600. Osimhen's wages.
really?
The tax rate in Turkey is what, 20%, and he's on like 4 something. That has been the Osimhen problem, not the player. I don't disagree with that.
But I
the
think
wages.
that. But do you think that's why they're talking about this 60 million transfer fee? Because you're gonna have to pay him a substantial bonus for him to
cover
come.
the wages.
So he gets a 60 million fee to Fena, right? Or Galatasaray, because remember they only paid that for him in the first place. Then there's going to be a substantial cash payment to him to offset the wages situation, and then here's your 300 bags a week or whatever the wages is. Like that's what I think is going on, because I think they can't afford to keep him on those wages.
Yeah.
2 to 3 years in. I don't think they ever intended for him to be there this long.
Yeah.
They were like, we get him, it's a significant signing for us, we keep him for 2 seasons, we win the league, and then we flip him for a profit somewhere else. And they were probably hoping that would happen quicker.
Yeah, it's a fair point. It's a fair point. I see that as a last resort because you haven't found any other talent. But I'd still rather they go find a left winger position and work with what we have, right?
Yeah.
But tell me who you think that person is. Current market.
Kvaratskhelia.
Oh, that's Scalia, man.
I would still go for Yildiz or Kvaratskhelia.
Not happening. Not this
That's
summer.
fine. Then I said I'll wait. Like I gave someone an example. I said Semenyo went to City in January. We got Trossard in January, and we always complain as Arsenal fans. Hey, we need more firepower in January. We never do anything in January. I'm like, well, this may be the window where you're just like, actually, the league Pep is gone. We've all said how strong we are. We're stable. Let's wait and see who's available in January.
But there's a difference of buying from PSG and Juventus in January than buying from Bournemouth and Brighton.
Yes,
That's
I know,
what I'm saying.
Yeah, but Kvaratskhelia went from where was he prior to when
Napoli.
he went to? It was at Napoli, right? So
yeah, but that's still not. But Juventus is not Napoli, man. Like
but my point is not about how hard it is. My point is there's not a lot of time left in the transfer window, and players' positions and players' profiles in their clubs change by January. So then all of a sudden, this player that you ask, oh, who's the next winger? You know, PSG may be wanting to get another player in January because they didn't get this player, and it's like, well, maybe Kvara hasn't played much because this new guy, what's the new guy kid they got? Guts has been playing well, and maybe something has happened. I'm just saying situations change.
Yeah, but
you thought you wanted, you're like, okay, I'm open to selling it. Is all I'm saying.
But I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm saying that those guys, I think they will be available next summer. I think the left wing position, again, it's I think next summer you could be having a conversation where City have been rubbish, Haaland's going to Madrid. You could be in a situation where Kvaratskhelia, you now got Fermin Lopez, you got all these guys, younger guys that they've bought behind what they had, where they might sell a Krabber. But
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think that's going to happen in January. I think that's going to
that's
happen
fair.
in the summer.
Yeah.
So for us, what I'm saying, if you can upgrade one position and the striker is the position you can upgrade, where you get an absolute striker that's going to score goals, and you use what you have behind that. So you say, hey, Eze, I need you to play on the left. I got
Yeah,
Solis is playing on the left. That's what I'm saying.
I would agree with you 100% if he was just a little bit younger. I
But he's
just think
27.
Osimhen,
is he
He's
really
27.
27 though?
27. He's right.
Is
I'm
he
just
really
kidding.
27 though?
Look, Kanu played until he's 50. I could care less. Like he's
You're right.
27. Like
That's my issue with that player.
no, but we're in win now, people.
I know,
Like
I know. I don't disagree with you, but that kind of money, I don't know. We'll see. I would love for it to
60,
happen.
60 million in the wages, I'll pay it tomorrow. If it's 60 million and it goes to like 90 when you include his wages and whatever for 2 or 3 years, I pay it tomorrow. In the current market, where Rogers went for 117
117.
million and Elliot Anderson, who MLS literally dragged by his collar all over a pitch today, was 100 million, and you're telling me
Over
I can get a
100.
goal scorer,
It's world
I can get a
record.
goal scorer that can get 20 goals a season in his sleep with service. I do that tomorrow because that's what Arsenal needs. Like in some of these games where it's really tight, like we've got other players that can create chances. It's the goal scoring, and Gyökeres, he's gonna get goals. But if you, I saw a compilation of Gyökeres' top 10 goals, and I shit you lot, the only one he scored from outside the box last season was Tottenham.
This is against Tottenham.
The
Is that
Tottenham goal. That was the only. Everything else was a tap in inside the
Yes.
6 yard box.
Which is what we need. Why
But
we got
again,
him.
it's what we needed then. Now, if you want to win a Champions League, you need you get a half chance. 15 yards out, 20 yards out, you're a goal scorer, you're banging it. We need that guy.
I
It's
just
either
need,
that or the winger.
I'm just not fully convinced. I think it's
I'm
a
not
nice idea.
man.
I think if
Niger boy as well, but
I think if he was really that high on the list, would have been looking at him when he started.
Or are you not
The
convinced
list-
that we would get him, or are you not convinced that we should get him? Those are two.
I'm not convinced that Ateta really, really wants him.
Okay.
The way the news came out,
the hierarchy was.
Yeah, I know, but the way the news came out, it came out to say, hey, Berta used his contacts, right, and tried to talk about moving Martinelli to Turkey, and in those conversations, the name of Osimhen came up. So we don't know if it's Gala saying, to your point, Stephen, like, hey, we don't mind telling this guy to you, and also I was like, oh, let's think about it. I just don't think it's an original idea that. I mean, at this time, I was still calling up Alvarez.
No,
yesterday.
For me,
So you know
the priority was Alvarez and Vinny. Like, let's be real. We know it was Alvarez and Vinny. Those were the two priorities on the list. Rogers was there for a price.
Yeah,
right.
I would
And
agree.
once it went past 80 million, Arsenal put the phone down, which they should have. So it was Alvarez and Vinny. Neither one of those guys is available. Yildiz is the next thing I would say we're talking about high ceiling, but he just signed a new contract. If unless Juve are bad again, which I think they could be, you probably won't be able to touch him until the summer of next year. That's the left wing. So my thing is, if you could upgrade your striker position, like be damned whether Kai or York has to go in January or go somewhere else in the end of this. I don't care. Like that's the ruthlessness that Arteta is talking about. Find me a better striker.
Yeah, I don't think it happens. That's all I'll say.
Okay.
I may be wrong.
It might not.
All right. I will move on to the next topic because now we have 5 minutes.
Great.
Harry had a lot more comments. Let me read the last one. He said Martinelli said he isn't going to Turkey.
Yep.
He doesn't have to.
Yeah, he doesn't have to. But yes, so this one should be quick, I think. Who's our player? Who do you think the player of the upcoming season would be? Declan Rice won it twice, 2 years in a row. So after everything's said and done, what do you think will happen? Steven.
Yeah, I think if we're gonna do how I want us to play, then it has to be Odegaard. It has to be Odegaard or Bruno. It has to be one of those because we need to be more cut and thrust, more attacking, more open in how we play. And I think those two guys have to be it's going to be one or the other. I would love it if it was Odegaard because I think a lot of people have been disrespecting him similar to how we've been disrespecting Martinelli for the last few weeks.
Okay. Now, so we think our midfield trio will be Odegaard, Bruno, and Rice. And then who does MLS come in for when he comes in?
I think MLS is the Rice profile because I think
Okay.
he's the more mobile person. But I don't. I think actually two. I think it's going to be Rice and Bruno rotating around MLS
Oh,
because I don't think Rice is going to play as many minutes to start the season.
okay.
If Arteta's smart, it's going to be like we saw today, right? It's like
Yeah.
MLS with Bruno. Rice comes on for 20, 30 minutes or 45 minutes, or Bruno sits and then Rice is in because I think MLS is the one that's going to play the most minutes because he doesn't have the same. He's younger and he doesn't have the minutes in the legs that the other two has.
Okay. Great. Henry said it will depend on the style of play. So, to Steven's point, based on the style he wants to see, Odegaard is the person who should be winning Player of the Season. Arinze, what about you?
The return of Odegaard. I put it in the other chat, our
Yeah.
fantasy chats. The return of Odegaard. I have a strong conviction that Odegaard will not just be our Player of the Season, but he will be in contention for PFA Player of the Year.
Woo!
That is the Odegaard I believe we're going to see next season, right? And if we again go if he does that, then again we're strolling the league, right? So that is my own personal conviction. I hope it comes true. I believe it will come true. But yeah, it's Odegaard.
Okay, Sylvie, what about you?
I'm just gonna go with Saka. That's it. Starboy needs to come back and shut everybody up.
Starboy. Like I don't like what I saw.
So I'm not mad.
What I saw during the summer with England. I was like, what do you mean? I couldn't tell if he was fit or not. I was like, is he injured? Next thing he plays 93 minutes in the third place match and scores a hat trick. And your Tuchel was telling me that this guy is not fit. I was like, is he not, or is he no? Like we're disrespecting him and we always underestimate him. And this time, and yes, this last season he wasn't really fit. Obviously, he had those injury issues, but
I don't think either of them were fit, and that's kind of what I'm saying. Is like I think both of them were injured the whole season.
Which is why, honestly, this season, like, I don't think I think last season a lot of people underestimated how good Arsenal can be. Like last season was not even our best.
Yeah.
Like we struggled, right? It was painful to watch sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
If we live up to our full potential, we will be better than the 89-point season.
I'm gonna I know we haven't got a lot of time, EJ. So, question: if Havertz isn't in the team, because remember Havertz played 12 league games last season.
Yeah.
So for all this conversation about this other striker, right? The third striker we have is Jesus. So if Havertz isn't in this team, and we're depending on Gyökeres for 30 games and Champions League, are you confident?
Absolutely not.
I am more confident than I was last season. But again, this is all Havertz being in the team. Havertz was in that 89-point season team. Like he was in the last season.
You guys forgetting Mikel Merino. We still have Mikel Merino as a striker. I don't know what you're complaining about.
If we get to another semi-final and I'm seeing Merino up front against PSG, I swear to God. Like,
he scored against Madrid. He scored against Madrid. He's a World Cup winner. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
I think what will happen. I think if Havertz gets injured, they're playing Merino ahead of Gyökeres.
Which is telling me everything.
Yes. And we saw that. Let's be clear. We saw that a couple times. Henry says my own player of the season will be for us to be injury-free. Wishes were horses, beggars would ride. That just means we can all wish for these things, but usually there is a caveat though. I expect more goals from the supporting cast this season. Not the Wicked, everyone else. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know how we scored as many goals as we did. I couldn't tell where those goals came from, but yeah, it came from everywhere. But yeah, I think that brings us to the end of our podcast. So guys, stay tuned for Manchester United's podcast. I don't know why they put their own last, as if they're the champions. We should have been last. It's okay. They always think they're more important. Somehow, United always thinks they're more important than every other club. But yeah, we'll see what they talk about. But guys, happy new start to the season. See you next week. We have the first game on Friday.
Yep.
But yeah. All right. Take care.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
You're watching Footy Fantasy. It is your steady thing, go reach meet your football needs. Banter from rivalries, he sure you go receive. From EPL to Champions League, your eyes go see. It's footy fantasy, yeah, watching footy fantasy, footy fantasy. It is sure say the thing go meet your football need, your football need. Banter from rivalries, he sure you go receive, sure you go receive. From EPL to Champions League, your eyes go see, your eyes go see. It's footy fantasy, footy fantasy.